If God is real and I ever stand before him, these are some of the questions that I'd have. When you put Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, why did you put the tree of the knowledge of good and evil in there at all? Did you want them to fail? Why did you tell them not to eat from the tree before they even knew what good and evil was? How were they supposed to understand the seriousness of disobeying you before they even had the knowledge of good and evil and even knew what disobedience could possibly mean? Look, when I had children, we baby-proofed the house. We didn't put something dangerous and deadly in the middle of the room and then tell the kids not to touch it. And as far as the serpent is concerned, why allow the serpent in the garden at all? If this was paradise, why was an animal there to deceive them already in the garden? The Bible says clearly that you made the serpent to be crafty and cunning. How were they ever supposed to stand a chance against him? And then, why punish them for being deceived by the serpent? And then, why should every single human being born after them inherit suffering and death and separation from you because of a single moment in a garden that none of us ever saw and none of us were a part of? And then the serpent tells them that if they eat the fruit, they would become like God, knowing good and evil. And that's exactly what happened. Why does it seem that the serpent was the one that was actually telling them the truth? Look, if you knew this was the one moment that would shape every single life, billions of lives that came after it, why make all of human suffering begin right there in the garden? In fact, and this is probably the biggest one, why make human suffering at all?